Hey folks, Wally DM here, and today we're going to take a look at a trap that you can find in the Keys from the Golden Vault. Now this is the Murky Pool encounter that is found in the Masterpiece Imbroglio adventure, but you don't have to be playing this adventure to use this trap. I think this trap works really well for being able to take it from the book and to place it into your homebrew adventure or whatever game that you are playing. Now in today's video, I am going to change the details of the trap with regards to the skill checks that you would make and being able to see through the Murky Pool than from what you would find in the Keys from the Golden Vault. I just think that it would move things along a little bit faster, and I want to get right to the trap. So today we're going to take a look at how you can run this trap in your game, and I'm also going to share a story with you. We ran this in my Tuesday night playgroup, and in fact I witnessed this trap firsthand as a player, as my friend Jesse was the DM and ran us through this hideout, and it was a lot of fun. I was really inspired about it, and that's why I'm making this video. So let's get started with our trap. So the characters are going to enter a room that's mostly occupied by a murky pool. Now a narrow ledge does surround the pool, so if our characters want to walk around it, they're more than able to do so. And on the east wall there is a chalk drawn arrow that is pointed down. Now before the characters enter this room, I would give them a hand-drawn map by an NPC, or maybe it's something that they find in treasure, or it could even be hanging on the outside of the room before they enter. But I think having this map would really help the trap and would lure your characters in. Now this hand-drawn map isn't exactly what the DM is going to be looking at, but as the players look at this, they're going to be able to ascertain that on the other side of this wall where this chalk-drawn arrow is another room. So if they were to figure out how to get through some type of a secret door or what have you through this wall, then they'll be able to continue through this area. Now if the characters do attempt to find secret doors along this wall, I wouldn't even have them roll. I would just let them know that they don't find any secret doors. Now in the adventure from the Keys from the Vault, this 10 by 10 pool is also described as being 10 foot deep, and the murky water is going to reduce underwater visibility to 0 feet. However, if I were to run this, I would change that, and even though it is murky, I would still allow the characters to be able to catch a glimpse of the bottom with a passive perception of 12 or higher. So maybe after our characters are done looking for secret doors along this wall, they might take a closer look at the pool, and if they actually take the time to look into the pool, I would have them make a DC 12 perception check. If they succeed on the check, then they would see a key that is resting on the bottom of this pool. If they fail the check, I would let them know that they see something shiny at the bottom of this pool. We want them to be able to find this key because that's going to progress the adventure and it's going to lure them into the trap. Now if one of our characters do decide to dive down into the pool, they'll be able to swim down 10 feet and get the key with no problem whatsoever. Now once again, I'm going to recommend that this is run a little bit differently than what's written in the Keys from the Golden Vault. In the book it says that the east wall of the pool has a tiny keyhole in the middle of it, and a character submerged in the pool can take an action to search the pool's walls, finding a keyhole with a successful DC 15 investigation check. However, I'm going to say that if the character swims down to get the key, if they have a passive perception of 12 or higher, or take the time to look around, they're going to be able to see a keyhole that's in this wall. So now if a character takes the silver key and inserts it into the pool keyhole, a section of the pool's east wall is going to retract, and it's going to reveal a 4 foot high by 4 foot wide flooded tunnel, and out of this tunnel is going to come a swarm of Quippers, and that's where we're going to roll for initiative. Now a swarm of Quippers is like a swarm of piranha. These are going to be deadly. Now this swarm is going to attack the nearest prey, so if it's just our sorcerer here that's in the bottom with the key in his hand, they're going to be swarmed by these Quippers. Now our sorcerer that's stuck on the bottom of this pool has two options. They can try to swim through the Quippers and into this flooded tunnel, or they can go back to the surface and try to get out. Now once the swarm of Quippers has been dealt with, any character that does swim into the tunnel and feels around for an exit are going to find an unlocked trapdoor in the ceiling that's going to pop up and reveal a dry T-shaped chamber and a passageway that continues on through this area. Now one of the things I do highly recommend as you run this trap is light sources. This entire area, the room and the pool itself, are dark, so characters that don't have dark vision are going to need to find a way to keep their light sources dry, or else they could end up fumbling around in the dark until their light sources dry out. Now, my first experience with this trap was as a player. In our Tuesday night playgroup, my friend Jesse is DMing Keys from the Vault games for us, and then my friend Janelle and I, our two characters, were investigating this Thieves Hideout. Her character Dabble and my character Zendello are twin changelings, and they were investigating this area. Dabble saw the key at the bottom of the pool, and then my character Zendello was able to mage hand the key up and into the key slot that was in the wall, so we're both staying dry and out of the pool, and then these swarm of Quippers came out. Zendello then cast Arms of Hadar and jumped into the pool, and the necrotic damage took out most of the Quippers, although he did get a few bites on his way through the flooded tunnel. He was able to pop up through the other side, and Dabble was soon to follow, and they continued through the hideout. So that's all I have for you today. What did you think of the trap? Is this something that you would use in your game? And if so, what would you do differently? In particular, would you run it just like it's printed in the Keys from the Golden Vault? Or would you do what I did and change it up a little bit and make the trap a little bit more easier to fall into? Thank you very much for watching, and on to the next.